Hey y'all. I wasn't planning on skipping that week. I didn't do assembly that Monday, but I wasn't planning not to. I had a sermon ready, I thought. I had heard I had heard something from God about a week before on what to talk about. So I wasn't planning to. But then when it got to Monday, I just got this feeling of I can't explain it. It wasn't an uneasy feeling, I would say, but it was a feeling I guess you could say just to hold off a little bit. And I didn't really understand it then. I mean, I just thought it was a feeling of okay, maybe you're not feeling your best. You do something Tuesday or Wednesday, something when you feel a little better. But then the on boat I did. God knew I needed to get into a different mental state before I delivered the sermon, which is a totally different sermon than I had planned. But I think it's one that God told me that people really need. I know that because the devil has been trying to put doubt in my mind yesterday and some little this morning about preaching it. But like I say, it's important that you're sensitive to the spirit and you're sensitive to his calling. Even if you don't understand it right now, even if it doesn't make any sense, it's important that you're sensitive and that you listen to that call, which actually goes very well with the message God's given me today. If you were to turn me to Jeremiah 1, 5 through 10. Again, it's Jeremiah 1, 5 through 10. Oh, sorry, 4 through 10. Then the word of the Lord came to me saying, so this is God talking, before I formed you in the womb, I knew you. Before you were born, I sanctified you. I ordained you a prophet to the nations. Then said I, your God, behold, I cannot speak, for I am a youth. But the Lord said to me, do not say I am a youth. You shall go to all whom I send you, and whatever I command you, you shall speak. Do not be afraid of their faces, for I am with you to deliver you, says the Lord. Then the Lord put forth his hand and touched my mouth. And the Lord said to him, behold, I have put my words in your mouth. See, I have this day set you over the nation and over the kingdom, to root out and to pull down and to destroy and to throw down, to build and to plant. And we know how the rest of the story goes if you've read it. Jeremiah faces many hardships. He's guaranteed that, hey, these people won't listen to you, but I want you to do it anyway. But there's something interesting that I won't say I've never thought about before, but there's something interesting that God had revealed to me anew. And like I say, fortunately, unfortunately, it's a lesson that you have to learn over and over again, that you might have to learn over and over again. But at least for me, when God teaches it again, when God reveals it to you, then you feel the best you've ever felt. Just an enormous weight lifted off your shoulder. The lesson that I believe God has through this is this. God had through this is this. Do you know there was no one, absolutely no one, that could have done what Jeremiah did? And conversely, there's no one that can do what you do. Now, don't misunderstand me. Don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not saying, oh, you're the best at what you do and you can't do anything. You're just super great at what you do. You're just perfect all the time at what you do. I'm not saying that. But I am saying, before these verses, God makes it clear that He formed Jeremiah in his mother's womb. He set him apart. What I am saying is this. There's no one in this world that's the same as you that can do what you do. You may think, well, Zoe is as someone who can preach better, who can teach better than me. And maybe there is. Maybe there's beyond from that. It's important that you understand that too. But as for your passing and just what you bring to the table, there's no one that's the same as you in that respect. There's no one that can do what God ultimately set you apart to do. Now, notice what I said, there's no one that can do what God set you apart to do. You have to be sensitive to Him in order to discover this gift, in order to discover this passion that God has put in you. But, like I say, that lesson is one I've had to learn over and over again, but it never failed to bring up smile on my face, to bring joy to my heart, because the most dangerous thing you can do is compare yourself to other people, whether monetarily, whether physically, whether spiritually. That's the most dangerous thing you can do is compare yourself to other people. But a reality that God revealed in Scripture, and that is so calming and comforting, is you're one of a kind. I mean, God set you apart for a specific purpose, just like He did with Jeremiah. Now, the purpose may not be as grand as you would expect, but there's no one that can do it like you do it if you're sensitive to God's will, if you let Him guide you, if you let Him lead you. Because if you do that, you'll discover more and you'll discover greater purpose than you could ever imagined. Guys, I love you, God bless you, and I'll see you next week.